Hello and welcome to the Time Is Always Now podcast show. My name is Terence Young. I am your host for today's show. And I want to first say thank you for everyone that's been listening to the previous podcast. I really appreciate that, and spreading the word about this podcast. This has been a dream of mine for a while now. I'm excited that I finally have it off the ground. And it's a podcast that's dedicated to helping people get past their fears, helping people move towards their passions, helping people get rid of their excuses of saying they don't have enough time to do this or do that. You know, when the time is right, one day or someday. This podcast is about moving past all of those excuses and moving towards your dreams, moving towards your passions right now. So thank you for that. If you want to donate to the cause, by all means you can do so by going to my website, terenceyoungnow.com. You can donate there to allow me and continue to help me give out these messages and this encouragement to the masses and to everyone. So thank you for being a part of my journey, and I'm looking forward to continuing to share them with you. Had a great day today. Before we get into today's show, a couple of things I want to share. I got an opportunity to go back to my original spiritual community, my spiritual community that I started with, Unity North Tampa. So I went back to Unity North Tampa this morning to play a little music with the music team, Sounds of Light, and my friends there. So it was great to see all of those people and just enjoy being with my spiritual community. I don't get a chance to go there very often because if you don't know this, that's where I started, but I'm a speaker now. So since I'm a speaker, a lot of times I'm traveling around to different spiritual communities throughout the state of Florida and the Southeast. So seldom do I actually go back to my home spiritual community. So to go back there, it's probably been 2 or 3 months since I've been there. It was really nice to see everyone, Reverend Virginia, Marianne from the music team, and Amanda and everyone, and Lynn. So it was just really, really cool to be able to do that. So shout out to everyone at Unity North Tampa. That's where it all started for me. I mean, that's where I started doing Toastmasters, and I told Reverend Virginia, I said, hey, if you ever need someone to step in to speak, I'd love to do so. And she gave me an opportunity back in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong on that. 13 or 14, maybe 2015, something like that. She gave me an opportunity to speak. So I'm forever grateful to her for that and that opportunity, because that brought me to where I am. I mean, that was the first chance to get a chance to speak in front of the church community, a spiritual community, and it grew from there. And that's how I was able to continue to branch out from there and speak at other spiritual communities. So really, really awesome to go back and visit those people again. And which brings me to today's topic for today's podcast. And in giving me that opportunity, it took a lot of faith and courage from her to allow me to do that. And then it took a lot of faith and courage for me to get up and do it. So both. And so I'm going to be talking about the 4 essential attributes that every person must have in order to reach their goals, in order to be successful in anything they have in their life. To go forward towards their passion aggressively, you have to have these 4 essential attributes. And I just gave you 2 of them, and the other 2 I'm going to share with you. So there's 4 essential attributes that I'm going to share today. If you want to be successful in anything in your life, I don't care what you do. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, you can be an athlete, a business person, a speaker, wash cars, do dishes. I don't care what it is. You need these 4 attributes to be successful. And I'm going to share them right now with you. So if you got something to write with, write them down. I'm going to turn this into an interactive workshop that I'll be creating. So I'm excited about doing that. And when it's out, then I'll be able to release it as a workshop as well. And maybe an online program too. I'm going to share the information with you now to touch on it. So the first one is faith. All right, the first essential attribute you must have to be successful in anything is you got to have faith. You've got to have faith that, well, you can do it. Now, I know that sounds almost silly. Like, of course. Well, what do you mean? Why would you even ask me if I think I can do it? Do you know how many people start something and don't believe they can do it? And then they quit, of course, right? They don't go that far. But they started not even believing in themselves. You've got to have faith in yourself. And if you know If you have a spiritual background, a religious background, anything, if you have faith that there's a God, a power higher than you, a power that's within you as well, that can help you achieve whatever you want, then that's called having faith, right? That's having faith. That's believing in something that hasn't happened yet, but you know the power is there to get it. The power is there to have it. The power is there to possess it. And you believe in that. And that's what moves you forward. So you've got to have faith. That's the first essential attribute. Now I like to break faith down like this. The F in faith stands for face it. Whatever the trial or tribulation you're going through, whatever the goal is that you want to reach, doesn't matter what it is, you got to face it. Of course, again, it sounds kind of silly. Like, what do you mean face it? You got to face it. You got to look it right in the eye and say, hey, mountain, I'm about to climb you. Hey, problem, I'm about to get past that. Hey, circumstance, I'm going to get through it. Whatever it is, you got to face it. So you got to look at it. So many people go through life and they try to get around or duck under their problems or their challenges. But that's what helps us grow. So we actually need those challenges. We need to face them right up front. And that's when you exercise that faith power, that muscle, right? You got to exercise that faith by facing your problem. That's the first thing. The second one, the A, stands for act on it. What do I mean by act on it? What I mean by that is you've got to act and make a decision to change something in your life. Whatever it is that you are saying you need faith to get by, you got to take an action. Now, action can be very, very small. It doesn't matter how small it is. Just take an action, whatever it is. If it's stopping and saying, today I'm going to practice the guitar for 30 minutes every single day, and I'm going to start today, 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. Let's say that your goal is to learn a guitar. Then do that. Do that action. And that's right, if it's 15 minutes and that's all you got for now, do 15. But you got to do something. So you got to act on it. If you want to get past and get forward in what you want to achieve, act on it. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be music, it could be running, it could be basketball, it could be business, whatever it is. I'm gonna sit down and allot 30 minutes of my time to making outgoing phone calls to build my business. Right? Every single day. Act on it, act on it, act on it. Set yourself a schedule and you have to do that. That's a part of having faith. The I in it. Improve every day. Improve every day. Improve every single day on whatever you're doing. So if you set that goal, let's say it's playing the guitar, improve on it every day. Work on it. You're working on it. You're acting on it every day. And as you act on it every day, you're going through those scales or whatever the case may be, you're improving every day. Improve every day. If it's the business you're working on, improve your skills on how you're calling and focusing on your outgoing efforts to draw in business. On your email efforts, on your social media efforts. Every single day, improve on them. Improve on them every single day. That is a part of having faith. That's a part of it. Improve every single day. The T in faith, talk about it. Talk about whatever your challenge is. Talk about it with a supportive friend. This is important. But you can't just talk about everything with anybody. Because sometimes you'll talk about people and they'll say, well, I can't do that. I couldn't do it, so you can't do it either. This happens all the time. So you got to be very careful who you share this information with. It needs to be someone who's going to be supportive. Someone's going to challenge you and be supportive. Right? So talk about it with a supportive friend that's going to help you move forward in achieving it. That's a part of having faith. Talk about your faith. If you believe in it, if you're proud of it, then talk about it. I am going to start this new business in 2 months. That's what in 2 months is going to be started. And find a friend that you can talk to about that. Yeah. Talk about it. And the last one is make a habit of it. The H in faith is make a habit of it. Make a habit of exercising that muscle of faith. Make a habit of working on getting better at whatever it is. There's a great saying that says, anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly at the start. There's truth in that. There's so much truth in that. No one started out great. I don't care who you were. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Shaquille O'Neal, Bill Gates. No, nobody. You start out and you don't know nothing. And then you start from there, and you start growing, and you start growing, and you start growing, and you get better, and you exercise that faith, right? You face it, you act upon it, you improve on it every day. You talk to somebody about it, you make it a habit to get better. Every single day, make it a habit to get better every single day. That is exercising your faith, and faith is an essential attribute. You must possess the attribute of faith if you want to be successful in anything in your life. Faith is number one. Number two is courage. Number two is courage. Courage is having the ability to move forward, well, in spite of the fear. You have courage. And the beautiful thing about it is, where do you get courage from? By having faith. It's that simple. If you have faith, then it gives you the ability to have courage. Now, if you're spiritual or religious, you may read the Bible or the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know what you read, it doesn't matter. But that'll help you out. The Tao Te Ching, that'll help you out in getting that courage, right? Finding a supportive friend may help you out in getting that courage. Working that muscle of courage. You know, the funny thing about it, I was talking about the beginning of this podcast, of how it started for me, right? In speaking and saying that I spoke at Unity North Tampa. Before that, it was Toastmasters. But to get up in front of Toastmasters, and then to ultimately get up in front of a congregation at a church, well, it took courage. But it also, where did my courage come from to get up and do it for the first time? Faith. Your faith and your courage are tied together. They're tied together. If you have a strong faith, you're going to be able to build and have a strong courage as well. What is it in your life that you've been working on and you feel like you don't have courage to do? I can guarantee you it's tied to the fact that you don't believe you can do it. You don't have faith that it can be done. Because when you have a strong mind towards faith and saying, I don't know how I'm going to do this, God, but it's going to get done, well, the courage handles itself. You get up in front of that crowd. You get out there and you get in that race. You get out there and you start making phone calls and start that business, whatever it is. You have that courage. You have the courage because you have the faith. So faith and courage are completely tied together. And they are the first two attributes, essential attributes for you to be successful in anything in your life. You got to have faith. You got to have courage. Do you have them? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. The third one, we haven't touched on these yet. The third one is this, will. We got faith as number one. We got courage as number two. The third one is will. You have to have an indomitable will, saying that I'm going to make this happen no matter what. No matter what obstacles get in my way, it's going to happen. No matter what circumstances transpire, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter if the kids start acting crazy. It doesn't matter if the car breaks down. It doesn't matter if I lose my job. No matter what, it's still going to happen. It's amazing. I had a conversation with a gentleman at my job. I was talking to him about school. And he was saying to me, well, you know, I'd love to do this if everything works out in my life and nothing ever happens. I mean, he literally said that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. You can't pre-think of what's going to happen for something that's unforeseen. If you have an idea or a goal, what you want to do, let's say you want to start school and you want to earn a degree or whatever the case may be, you got to say, I'm going to earn a degree because this is what I want. And you're going to do it no matter what. If my car breaks down, I'm going to ride the bus. If my internet goes down, I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to get another computer. Whatever the case may be, that's having will, saying, I'm going to do this no matter what. You can't say, well, I'll do it, but if this happens, then I'm not going to do it. Well, then you ain't going to do it. That's what that means. That's what that's saying. So you have to have an indomitable will that says, I'm going to succeed no matter what. If you want to reach the pinnacle of success, you want to get to the place, the highest point of success in any industry, you've got to have will, which means you're not going to make excuses for why it's not going to happen. You're going to get in there and dig in and say it's going to happen in spite of any circumstance. That's powerful. That is extremely, extremely powerful. 95% of the population do not get this. They say, well, yeah, I really want to do it, but if the car breaks down, I can't do it. I really want to do it, but if I lose my job, I can't do it. I really want to do it, but if my relationship goes bad, then I can't do it. All of those are excuses. But the people who are truly successful, no matter what, they don't make excuses. They don't make excuses. They get results. You have to have an indomitable will if you want to be successful in anything in your life. That's number 3. So we've got faith, we've got courage, we've got will. Those are 3 of the 4 essential attributes that you must have to be successful in anything. So the last one is this. The last one is the most important one of all. The 4th essential attribute is this: action. It's action. It's not complicated. It is what it is. You can talk about doing something. You can conceptualize about doing something. You can feel like you're going to do it and get in the position to do it, but never do it. You can all those things. But if you don't, you have to take an action. You have to take an action. I think Mike Dooley said this. He said, if you say you've made a decision but you haven't changed your action, if you haven't changed what you do, then you really haven't made a decision at all. I'm going to say that one again. If you have not changed what you do, but you're saying you've made a decision, but you haven't changed your action, you're still doing the same things you were doing, then you really haven't made a decision at all. Yeah. You have to take action. If you want to be successful, it sounds simple. Again, I want to be successful in something, but I'm not going to take action. Well, that didn't make any sense. Of course you got to take action. Everyone's got to take action. You got to do it. If you want to be the best runner, you got to take action. You got to go out and run. You got to run fast. You got to run hard. You got to get tired. You want to be the best singer, you got to work. You got to work your vocals and your lungs, and you got to practice. You want to be a guitar player, you got to practice playing the guitar. You want to be a great business person, you got to practice being an entrepreneur and working out there, learning from the best. No matter what it is, you got to take action. That involves taking risks. But you got to take action, right? You've got to take action. It brings me to one of the great points that I teach, and I'm going to share this with you before I close out, which is the sequence of change. Very powerful, very, very true. And it's how you change your life. If you want to be successful in something, here's something you have to do. Follow the sequence of change. It's very simple. And it goes like this. If you want to change your life, first you got to change your beliefs. You have to change what you believe, because our beliefs are very, very powerful. They're very powerful, and they're something that is given to us when we're 5 years old. And they live with us our whole lives until we decide to change them if we want to. So you got to be able to change that first. How do you do that? You got to dig in. You got to dig really hard into your beliefs. And you got to study where they came from, and if you choose to want to change them. Once you change your beliefs, then you can change your thoughts. We all know our thoughts become things, right? What we think about, we bring about. So if you change your beliefs, then you can change your thoughts. Once you change your thoughts, then you can change your actions. Ooh, isn't it interesting how we got right back to actions? Because actions trump everything. You have to get back to that point, right? You have to get back to that point. Once you change your beliefs, then you change your thoughts, then you change your actions, then you're changing what you actually do. Once you've done that, then you can change your life. That's the sequence of change. It works for everything, no matter what sector you're in, no matter what business you're in, no matter what you do in life. Change your beliefs, change your thoughts, change your actions, and you can change your life. The 4 essential attributes to be successful in anything, to move aggressively towards your passion and reach the pinnacle of success in anything, are clear and concise. Faith, courage, will, and action. The 4 essential attributes. I'm going to share them with you one more time. Faith, courage, will, and action. You must have faith in yourself and in a power higher than yourself to be successful. You must have courage. You must have the courage that you can do it in spite of whatever else is going on. That you can get over that mountain, over that hill, over that circumstance, whatever it is. You must have will. You must have an indomitable will that you're saying, I know I can do this, no matter what. I'm not going to let the problems get in the way. I'm just going to do it. It's going to happen. And then lastly, you must take action. It's not enough to talk about it. You got to be about it, right? You got to be about it. If you do that, if you use the 4 essential attributes, faith, courage, will, and action, you will be successful in anything that you do. And that, my friends, will change your life. And then you can say, I own the now, and I have won. Thank you again for allowing me to share this with you today. I'm going to ask you again, share this podcast. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. I want to reach the masses. I want people to hear these messages because they are so important. I don't want anyone waiting on the right time or the right circumstances to do what they are meant to do in their lives. So help me help others by sharing this podcast as much as you can. I appreciate all of you. Thank you again. My name is T.Y. Remember, the time is always now.